What's up, everybody? So, I've been playing a lot of Wildlands on the PC. I have 40 hours in it now. I have 60 hours in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but that's across two different playthroughs. I beat the game on PC and PS4, which gave me a grand total of about 60 hours. Wildlands, I got 40 hours, and I'm still far from done with it. I have several more bosses that I have to kill before I finish the game.
Sniper, top of the tower.
So in this video, I want to basically, not just compare, but I want to point out the major differences in the game. If you look at this gameplay, you're essentially looking at the same game. Like the gameplay formula is pretty much identical, but there's some pretty major differences with the two games. Now, I know I'm discussing a 2017 game versus a 2019 game, but let it be known that I think both games are fantastic. I actually have more time in Wildlands than I do Breakpoint because I played it when it came out on PS4. I got bored of it. I can't remember why. I got time on the Xbox One X. I got time when I reinstalled it like a year later and played it more. So, I mean, given the grand total across all the platforms, I probably got like 100 hours in Wildlands. But I took down the major differences, and these are the major differences that I could find after hours and hours of gameplay across both games. In Breakpoint, for instance, you can pick up dead bodies, and you can't do that in Wildlands. You can shoot dead bodies in Wildlands, which you couldn't at first on consoles, but they did patch that in. So you can shoot dead bodies, even though it's not genuine bullet damage, it's not bullet holes like Max Payne 3. It's still, some sort of feedback that you're shooting this individual while they're dead on the ground. You can still interact with them, shoot them, pick up their bodies, etc. Dead bodies don't disappear. And, in Wildlands, all the dead bodies eventually disappear. Sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it happens sooner than that. And that's very immersion breaking for me. Other people might not care so much. This one is subject to, opinion, but I feel Breakpoint has a more engaging story. Both these stories are what you would call mediocre, but if you compare the two games, I think Breakpoint has the better story. The shooting feels more solid in Breakpoint. There's no doubt about it. The sniper rifles feel better in Wildlands, and this could be an acquired taste. Some people might like the sniping in Wildlands better. You might even say it's a little bit more realistic. There is hesitation from when your bullet actually hits, from when you fire to when your bullet actually hits, and it makes it a lot harder to hit moving targets. Whereas in Breakpoint, it's like instantaneous. I hope I didn't screw up any of the names here. I'm just kind of winging this. Breakpoint is less grindy. Yes, you heard that correct. Wildlands is a very, very grindy game, and I think that's why I got bored of it. If you don't like this kind of gameplay, that's essentially all you're doing in this game. And I think Breakpoint drastically cut down on how grindy the gameplay was, even though it got smashed on reviews for people saying it's built for microtransactions and to make it grind. Wildlands is the much more grindy game. Think about it. I beat it twice in 60 hours, and that's doing just about everything you can do in the game. The fast travel system is a wash. It's pretty much the same. You unlock fast travel as you go along in Breakpoint. You find little campsites when you ride past them on your chopper. And once you unlock them, you can fast travel to them. It's essentially the same thing in Wildlands. Once you travel, you open up parts of the map, and then boom, you can fast travel to that place. You can spawn a chopper at your camp. Now, the reason I say Breakpoint has this edge, spawning the chopper at the camp, is just because it's more user-friendly. And I mean that you're probably thinking, oh, if the Wildlands guys are like, there's no way you can spawn a chopper from anywhere in Wildlands. But the problem is, a lot of times when you spawn something in Wildlands, it goes so far away, you don't even know where the hell it is. Whereas in Breakpoint, you spawn the chopper or the vehicle you want right at your camp, and it's right there. You know where it is. A lot of times in Wildlands, I can't even find the damn thing. It's just like I got to go get a different vehicle anyways. Breakpoint, you can heal. You can heal yourself. Wildlands, it's you got to wait for your health to recover. So, it's kind of like Call of Duty where you start, your guy's like, screen's all red. You got to hide in the corner. And I'd prefer to just pull out a syringe and heal myself. You can craft consumables. What is it? What is it I'm looking for? Things to give you a boost. Boost your health, boost your accuracy, things like that. I think that's better. Other people might not care about that, but in my opinion, that's better. The Breakpoint has cleaner animations. I just feel the animations in general, the shooting animations, the movement, everything just looks cleaner. It looks better. It looks more realistic than Wildlands. You can dive. Like when you're running away from danger, you can dive in combat. You can't do that in Wildlands. Just little things, just little tiny things that they added that I feel adds to the immersion. And Breakpoint has better melee. Has better melee attacks. Much more brutal melee attacks. They just look and feel better. Breakpoint's animations feel kind of sloppy, and your melee attack, even though you don't really have a melee in Breakpoint until you get close to somebody, in Wildlands you do. You can swing your gun or you can swing your fist when you put your guns up. It looks horrendous. It's probably the worst melee animation I've ever seen. Wildlands, the better thing, the things that Wildlands does better is actually very surprising to me. I had no idea that this game did so many things so well. Wildlands, you got just bigger, more detailed, just a more varied world. It's just bigger and it's better. Breakpoint uses a lot of the same structures and stuff like that no matter where you go on the map. It just doesn't come across as varied. Graphically, Breakpoint is better, but Wildlands, it still looks phenomenal, especially on the PC. Now, you got to remember, I play both these on PC at 1080p, pretty much the same settings. Wildlands, I think, has better looking water, like much better looking water than Breakpoint does. So that's pretty inexcusable. You got 2019 versus a 2017 game. Just way more content. Just way more content in general. And that's what I mean by the more grindy. There's just a lot. I feel like this game is built for microtransactions much more than Breakpoint was, and I'll probably catch some bullshit for that, but I'm trying to tell you, man, I've been way more tempted to buy shit in Wildlands than I ever was in Breakpoint. I didn't buy a single microtransaction in Breakpoint until recently with that Kyle Reese DLC. For that Terminator DLC that was free, I bought the Kyle Reese package for $5. That's all I did. In Wildlands, I bought a couple gun packs. Look, I'm sorry. I know I participated in this horrendous event, this horrendous thing that's plaguing gaming. But I figure it's a 2017 game. The damage is done, so what difference does it make at this point if it's going to make my experience better and just easier and less grindy? Because, good God, it's so grindy. But that being said, it does have way more content than Breakpoint. Offline. In Wildlands, you can go offline. It's not always online. In Breakpoint, you have to be online, and that's a shame. That's really stupid. I wish developers would just go away from that altogether. Wildlands has a much more user-friendly inventory system. Just the whole menu system in general, the map, everything, customizing your weapons. It's just so much more user-friendly in Wildlands. Breakpoint has the kind of division upgrade system, and a lot of people hated that, but honestly I liked it. I didn't mind it. Once you get a gun, you always have it, regardless of your stats going up, regardless of you getting stronger and more powerful. You just go to the store and get the same gun again for very cheap in-game money, and you have your gun at that level. So I didn't think it's a big deal. I actually like the upgrade system in Breakpoint, but that being said, Wildlands definitely just way more user friendly, better upgrade system. Just it's all better in Wildlands. More varied mission structure in Wildlands. You know, it's just different shit that you're doing, man. Like it's kind of the same, but it's like it's a lot different than Breakpoint. Whereas Breakpoint felt like you're doing the exact same thing. You're taking a chopper here, taking out this camp, taking a chopper here, taking out this camp, taking a chopper there, taking out this camp. And here, playing co-op, you know, there's escort missions. You got to follow dudes, follow them to their little place, and take them out. There's just a much better use of vehicles in this game. Use motorcycles, cars, getting into car chases, playing co-op with your partner on the back. I don't recall doing that hardly at all in Breakpoint. It was just travel with the chopper and then boom, pretty much do what you're seeing in this gameplay, taking out the camp. Faster animations. Whereas Breakpoint's got cleaner animations, Wildlands has faster animations. Like the way you move, the way you run, you don't go tumbling down a hill like you do in Breakpoint, which is very aggravating. It's just everything you do in this is faster, you know, pulling out, switching your weapon and stuff like that. So the animations are faster. So, I mean, does that equal more fun? I mean, maybe it does. I mean, I think that all just depends on you. Better AI. I played Breakpoint on hard, and I was rarely tested. To the degree I have been in Wildlands playing on normal. The AI is very good in this game. Like they will kill you fast, even on normal, man. Especially playing co-op. Holy crap. And it's kind of got like a GTA system to where the Unidad, which is the equivalent of the cops in GTA and the army, they won't stop coming at you once your stars go all the way up in the top right. That's it. They're going to keep coming and keep coming. And there's almost no way you can kill them all. Like, you can kill them all. I've had instances where I've killed everybody. I get a sniper rifle that just takes out choppers with a single shot. So I think that's better than it. Whereas like Breakpoint, you know, that doesn't happen. You take everybody out, and you know that's pretty much a wrap. Nobody else is coming. But that's user preference. My man LJ, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like the Wildlands aspect where they keep coming. He thinks it's stupid. He thinks it's unrealistic. Squad AI. This should go without saying. That was people's biggest complaint. A lot of people's biggest complaint. Jay Fonzarelli, I know he said it didn't feel like Ghost Recon because there was no AI squad. And strangely enough, they haven't patched that into Breakpoint yet. I don't know why. But doing those sync shots solo is very, very satisfying. So I hope to see that in Breakpoint eventually. I do look forward to see what they're going to launch with Breakpoint. Wildlands, you can shoot out every light. In Breakpoint, you can't do that. You can shoot out a couple lights here and there, but you know there's a whole bunch of lights that you can't shoot out, and that's kind of silly. Wildlands, every light, it doesn't matter which light, you can shoot it out, man, and that's awesome. I don't know why they wouldn't put that in Breakpoint, but you know maybe they looked at the stats, looked at the players, see who's shooting out bulbs, who's not, and just figured not enough people use the feature. I don't know. That's just me throwing shit out there. The hub. There's no hub in Wildlands. I hate hubs. Every new game has to have a stupid ass hub, and I'm so sick of it. Wildlands doesn't have a hub. You just start out at a quick little safe house. You don't gotta go inside or none of that bullshit. Everything's done from your inventory system. You get a gun, you just swap it in your inventory system, customize it accordingly. I think that's way, way better. All your equipment is at your disposal in Wildlands. Unlike Breakpoint, you like select your grenade and then a rocket launcher, and then boom, that's it. You can't use any other stuff because you got your syringe, your bandages, and whatever other health item you have to have equipped. If you want to switch it, you got to go into your inventory and then switch the grenade and the rocket launcher with two other devices like C4 or a EMP grenade. Whereas Wildlands, you just have everything. You just hit left on the D-pad, or you scroll with number 4 on the keyboard, and boom, you got access to your grenades, your flashbangs, your C4, your diversion lures, etc. You know what I mean? And I think that's way more better. It's less realistic, but it's more fun. So there you go. Those are my main differences. So is it a better game? Is Wildlands a better game? I think it's a more... I don't want to say it's a more complete game. It's just... it's so hard to say. I know you're going to say, well, you got to think, you know, it's got a bigger, better world, you know, and it's a 2017 game. It is better. I still love Breakpoint. I still had a blast with Breakpoint. But Wildlands is definitely... like one of those games where it's just like I'm having a blast returning to, and I had no idea how solid it was. You know, like this game holds up really good. Like this is like the funnest co-op game I think I've ever played. And like I'm 40 hours deep. I've been playing with Vic. I've been playing with my man Blaze, and it's like I still want to play after 40 hours. I think I'm gonna end up beating this game, and I just wanted to make a video on it, you know, tell you the differences that I found, and that's pretty much it. All right, guys, I'll let you later.
Wait. Oh, I can get in the truck. I can get in the truck.
Get in the back.
All right, I'm in. I can't shoot from here though. Oh. Bro, I think this is the closest thing we could get to GTA. Oh.
The truck's dead. That's a wrap.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Bro, is this still normal?
Bro, we can't catch a break.